He's angry about mortgages. It's Angry Mortgage. He's swearing. He's cursing loud. He's old. He's opinionated. And he's been doing this so damn long. This program is about mortgages, and this is mortgage advice, but the advice may not apply to your situation. Contact licensed mortgage professionals for specific recommendations before you make decisions about mortgages. You may not agree with Ron, but if you don't, he thinks you're wrong. Oh, and did we say there is a lot of swearing?
What we know is the overall real estate market is down.
Yeah.
New construction in Ontario for buildings for homes to buy, new starts for homes to buy, is basically gone to zero. Because, when you see that condo in the air, when you see cranes, okay, that's not a new, that was a new start when the cranes got in. That's not a new start today, okay?
It's been 5 years in the works.
Particularly if the crane's at the top. If the crane's up on the 50th story, it's almost done. That's not categorized as a new start. New start is categorized as shovels in the ground on something that was untouched before.
Yeah.
We have none of that in Ontario, like none. Guy told me the other day, I got a comment from a podcast listener the other day. Hey, Ron, I bought in a new place for the middle. I'm sure it's an excellent place for a good listener, but I think it was like in the middle of nowhere, like Elmira. And for everybody in Elmira, we love you. We love you. We love you, Elmira. But even it's the middle of nowhere. So new subdivision in Elmira, 55 houses in the subdivision.
Okay. So it's like half the population.
He bought his house. He bought his pre-construction house. They only ended up selling 6.
Wow.
They may never build that fucking thing. Okay. There may never be. It may take years. Okay.
People don't realize as well.
Because 6 out of 55 doesn't work for a builder.
Well, and this is a problem, right? Builders rely on pre-sales to help fund the build.
That's how the financing works.
And if we are in a world today where nobody, and I mean nobody, is confident that they can invest into a pre-build to be able to either at least break even and have a house, right? The builds aren't going to happen.
Sure. Now, the interesting thing when you think about it is that Elmira they're all single-family homes, 55 single-family homes, all over $1 million. So my point is, hey, Mr. Builder, if they were all under 9, I think you'd sell a shit ton of them. Okay? I think they'd all get sold. Okay, but there's still people pay too much for the land. The fucking municipality wants too much money. The planning process and the 24 reports cost millions of dollars. So it all gets passed on to the buyers.
Yeah. Well, here's an interesting thing too, and this is I'm gonna get people yelling at me for this one probably. This is where the dynamic between investors and first-time home buyers becomes so clearly integrated, because how many first-time home buyers are going to agree to buy pre-construction and wait 3-4 years? Because they have a house they want to live in. They want to live in a house, right? So it's mostly investors who are helping to fund the development in exchange for a return on investment, which
means
makes sense.
Condos.
Yeah.
So because although you and I also know that when you look at some townhouse developments,
townhouses are good. Yeah.
We used to see there's a lot of investors in there.
Of course,
like a ton, and they've all vanished now.
Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, people ask me to run calculations on, okay, if I bought this and this is the rent I think I can get, what's it look like? And it's always like, well, the best case scenario is
you're not losing money.
You are losing money. Like you had to buy like a year and a half, 2 years ago to not, you had to buy a long time ago.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's what we're talking
about. We're talking about buying new
today.
It doesn't make sense. It's gone. It's dead. That whole thing is dead. Okay. Yeah. There is no investor buying anything to rent in Ontario today. I mean, that's just, that whole marketplace is gone. And unfortunately, because of the dynamics, and we've done it in many other shows before, talk about why costs of houses have run crazy, nuts, then the truth is that land costs went up, municipal development fees went up, and the starter home's like over $1 million, and that doesn't work for
most people.
All the working people in Ontario. People, There's a guy in Australia that I talked to on social media because he does exactly the same kind of work as I do in Australia, talking about these problems.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, until the day comes in Australia when a forklift operator
Mm-hmm.
and a personal care worker
Mm-hmm.
can buy their own single-family house,
Mm-hmm.
the market's fucked.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
because that used to be the backbone of
course.
purchases.
Yeah, how are you going to fund a local economy if no one has anywhere to live? I mean, you know my opinions on this. My opinion is, for decades, the feds have kicked the can down to the provinces have kicked the can down to the municipalities. Municipalities are forced to either raise taxes or kick the can down to condo corps or stratas, and eventually the shit piles up, and it piles up at the cost of the person looking to buy the house.
Because at the end, it's the buyer pays.
The
buyer
who
pays
else?
for everything.
Yeah.
Okay, pays for the too expensive land. He pays for everything.
Yeah,
they pay for everything.
But provinces and the federal government, I think, need to step up in a very meaningful way, the way they used to, I think, in order to help a little bit more.
But hold on. Here's also what we know today. Nobody's paying attention to it. The only thing everybody pays attention to day in, day out, Trump, tariffs, Trump, tariffs, Trump, tariffs. So all that important stuff to do with the rest of the economy has just been blurred out from the noise.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
If you like the pod, well, don't just sit there. Go to YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and all the other ones and like the pod. And don't forget to subscribe so we can keep being angry at mortgages and swearing about mortgages. Angry Mortgage could use your support.